Get out.
Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, Sunday was Children's Day. To celebrate the day, we went out and asked Kiwis just what their dreams for Kiwi kids were. The responses weren't something to celebrate. The responses were in turn heartbreaking and infuriating. It was a hard lesson in just how tough it is for New Zealanders and their families, just how tough life has become for so many under this government. Like this one from Eleanor, a teacher who claims that kids do not fall asleep in class because their house is so cold it keeps them awake. Or from another Kiwi who dreams of a day when, and I quote, "When I take my kid to the supermarket and he wants a lollipop or chocolate and I can get it for him because I've got enough money and a good job and I want to see him happy and not crying because I can't afford it." Those are New Zealanders' dreams for their children, to be able to afford a lollipop when they take them to the supermarket under Nationals New Zealand. Or from Angela, who wants kids simply to have clean waterways, green grass and parks to enjoy the Kiwi lifestyle. Or the person who dared to dream of a New Zealand in which kids could, quote, have their parents around, not working all hours just to make ends meet. Like the woman in Papakura I met a few weeks ago who worked 16 hours to support 2 teenage boys and who had not then had a pay rise since Helen Clark was the Prime Minister. She was on less than $14 an hour. Shame, shame, shame. Or Byron, who wrote, "I have nightmares." Byron, who wrote, "I have nightmares about being able to afford my son's education and pray that I will be able to help build the finance." And the endless dreams for warm houses, for kids not going hungry, and parents with decent jobs. Quote, "I want to be loved, fed and secure. I want my kids to have their basic needs met. I want a family that can feed and raise them. I want breakfast, lunch and dinner, warm clothes to wear, a full tummy, a warm, dry home, nourishing food, warm, clean clothing, parents who have time. I just want to be valued, Mr. Speaker." That is where National is taking New Zealand, to a point where making our kids warm and fed and safe isn't a policy, it's a dream. Even more damning is the fact that under National, so many of those dreams will continue to be unfulfilled as the gap between the haves and the have-nots gets wider and wider. And let's not forget that in the last fortnight we found out that another 20,000 New Zealand kids are living in poverty because the government got their numbers wrong and knew about it before they declared it to this Parliament. And now there are 285,000 children below the poverty line, more than the population of Dunedin and Hamilton combined, growing up in poverty. It's a disgrace that so many children and their families are in poverty, left dreaming of a meeting of the basic needs of life, because this government has washed their hands of them. Well, Labor hasn't walked away. We have a dream that we will make a reality, and it's one that we share with Curtis and many other kids that have wrote to us. We stand for kids being able to follow their dreams, and no matter where they are or how much money is in their parents' wallet. Both the Prime Minister and I had those kind of opportunities, and the difference is that his government is pulling the ladder up after themselves, and we are extending it for all New Zealanders. That is why, Mr. Speaker, we will be extending the number of jobs out there and making sure New Zealanders in all our regions can have the opportunity for better jobs and higher wages. And Mr. Speaker, that is why we introduced the Best Start package for children. I note National has yet to attack the substance. I wonder why. Yet to attack the substance, because either they would like to do it or they don't want to be seen arguing against the principle of feeding our kids. And $60 a week for the families that wrote in here will make a difference. So will paid parental leave, so will early childhood education, and so will decent care for the mothers. We want a future for all New Zealand's children, not just for some.
Louise Upston.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.